In this video I'm going to speak a little bit about how to create or edit the books that are the main feature of the system. So basically you have two ways to access to the book. One is directly from the front end. If you go to any book at all and you just click in the green button with the pencil, okay, and that's going to open a new tab and send you directly to this book. You will notice that you have the last update date, and so the last person who updates and the time that updates this book. Of course, to see this green button you need to be logged as an administrator, so the normal users won't see this button in the front end. So from the back end, if we want to find a book, it's very easy. You just go to books and then you can search in the title and or by anything you want, and all these grids works in a similar way. So you will notice that if you click in the header, in the name of the column, you can order by this, by title, author, reader, whatever. And the other way is filtering. So if I just type any part of the word of the title, for example advent, and I hit enter, it's going to filter all the ones that have adventured in. Okay, once I get the the book I want, I can hit directly in the pencil, or I can go and click in the title as well. Okay, so we in, and this has different areas that are in the different tabs of the book. So in this case I'm using just part of the screen to record this screencast, so that's why I'm going to hide the menu to make it easier to see more elements in the screen. So okay, so about the areas, we have the book. It's going to be the main details, and it's going to be the place where book status, where it says if the book is going to be visible for clients or for all clients. So what's the difference between these two? If you put visible for clients, only the clients that are allowed for the category of the book going to be able to see this book in the front end. But if you click invisible for all clients, that means that you are overriding the company allowance of categories for the book. Then you have visible ad, that is if in the case that you are doing a report but you don't want to show this report until, I don't know, a week or something, so you can put the time of that this report going to be shown in the front end. Most of the fields are self-explanatory, like okay, you have the title, you have official submission that is related with the report itself, with the well, actually I don't know very clear what is official submission means, but you can ask Rebecca or someone who understands the concept. But then you have the author. The author is the only one that you can type directly here, and you don't need to create the author outside the book. Then country of origin, the book cover, etc. To get the book cover, you just drag the image to this area, or you can click and choose from your computer. Try to keep the same ratio of any other book, okay, like to have a C. If you don't use any image at all in the book cover, that's going to be like a default image there. So I give you an example. This book, for example, doesn't have any cover. So if we open it in the front end, and that's what I did, clicking in view, I open the front end. I normally have the two screens open together, and then you see that is this little image here. So try to put an image that is related with this size and ratio. The size of ratio of this is something like about 90 by 120 pixels. Okay, but if anyway if it's a bit bigger, the system will crop it or adjust it. So that's the official submission. You see that it's here in green. That's because it's set as official submission here. Okay, so then you have the categories, and the categories you have a main category that's going to show in the first part of the report, and then you have other categories. Okay, so you need to have one main category, and then you can have, if you want, many different other categories. So to select other categories, user can open the parent category and select the ones you want, or you can select all of them all together. If you want to remove from the selection a category that you don't want anymore, so you need to click again and remove it from the list. Okay, so you won't be able to remove it directly there, but you need to select it in the same way that you create it. Because it's a lot of categories, we also have a search within the categories. So if you start typing, you're going to start to filter all the different subcategories existing with these characters. So that's about category. Then you have two main attachments. One is the manuscript, and the user gonna download this manuscript directly from the cover of the image. That's why I have this kind of a shaking effect when you hover the cover, and the rest of the attachments, they're going to be all together at the end. Okay, divided, and depending of the attachment that you are uploading. For example, if it's a Word document, a PDF, or an image, it's going to have a differentiation in the icon when the user downloads the attachment. So that's all about here. Then we have the main part that is recommendations. Okay, and recommendations, if we see in the main menu, is all the things in the pink area. Okay, and in this case it's not recommendation, but you won't have a book with any recommendation at all. Okay, because it doesn't make much sense. So if we go to the recommendation tab, let's put some of them. So let's put like general rating, that is like the overall of all the ratings. So we're going to select 4, but you're supposed to do that at the very end, and it's kind of a math of the reader relating with all the other type of recommendation that we've been writing. So okay, then you have recommended, yes, no, with reservation, and the other one that says read the comment. That is in the case that you need to explain why it's not recommended, or why you want to recommend it in somehow. So that you're going to add it in recommendation comment. Okay, so the other one, you just choose the one that you feel like. You have negative, that you can put as much text you want, but don't put too much text in this recommendation, because it's supposed to be something quick to have all together in this area. In the recommendation, you have also these carousel options, and that's gonna impact in the carousel in the home page. Okay, so if you go to the dashboard in the home page, you see that that the books are organized by different kind of groups or categories. Okay, but it's not category related with the book, but it's a kind of groups of reviews. So you have hot, essential, and loved, and these are, so the articles that come into this list, into this carousel, that's what we call carousel, are because they've been tagged in these carousel options as hot, essential, or loved. You can have one book in more than one category, okay, or carousel option. So it can be hot and loved as well. the time that the book gonna be in the carousel depends on how many books you are putting on in the system. So it's about I think it's 15 books that are in the carousel, because we don't want to have all the books within the carousel. So we have a couple of pages here. Okay, I think it's three pages. One in this case is two, but in the live one this is a development environment, but in the live one you have about 3 pages. So once the book's gonna be choose first the last updates of these books that are categorized by hot. Okay, so they are hot, the latest hot reviews gonna be here. So if you have a book that you want to be there, even if it's not a recent book. So imagine that we are getting 16 books, but this book it has been updated like very long time ago, like a month ago, but you still think it's important and it's hot and you want the clients to see it, then you can put it as sticky. Okay, so in this case we're gonna put like this book, we're gonna put it as sticky as well in hot. So that's gonna make, with that you're gonna make sure that this book gonna be in the carousel for the categories that the user has seen, of course, because it's always related with the categories that, I mean the company categories that the user can see, and they're gonna be there in the home. So I'm gonna save the progress to see the reflection of this within the dashboard. So I'm gonna refresh in Windows with Control F5, or you can do Command and click in Reload in Safari Viewer in Mac. So, and now we have this book. I don't even remember which one was this book. So Quest. Let me have a look. Yeah, So Quest. So you see that it comes first. It's because it's sticky. So it's gonna bring first the sticky ones, and then the rest by order. Okay, by order, chronological order. Okay, so that's about the recommendations. And these are all the areas about the recommendations, so we can see them here. So I'm going to refresh this page as well, and now you can see that we have another subcategory, because I added a new subcategory, and then we have some of the ratings that I just add in the backend. If I write something in the comments, it will show there as well. Okay, recommendation comment. Let's put read comment. I'm gonna put some vibe and filmic and whatever, something to show. So save project, save progress, and then Control F5. So what's the difference between save progress and save? That saves close the book in the backend, and save progress you keep in the book. So it's important to save progress every time you make a major change, so you're sure that you don't lose the editing. Okay, that's about recommendation. Then we go to the main report. The main report have 3 main areas. First, you need to decide who is the report, who is the reader, so who did the report, and you can be the admin, the editor, but or the person who is creating the review, but it's not really the actual reader. So here you can put any reader or admin. Then you have the excerpt for the carousel, and that's the little part that's going to show in the carousel. If the book doesn't have an excerpt, this description in the carousel is going to be picked from the main report. But it's better if you do the excerpt that allow the system to choose from the main report, because it's going to make more sense if the sentence was done for the excerpt, that is a maximum of 140 characters. So then the main idea is to try to use the excerpt with the so we're going to make more sense in the carousel. Then you have things you need to know that are the most important things to put in the book. If someone wants to have a quick read of the report, and then you have the main report content. So here is very important to put the content here without format. Okay, and what I mean about that, imagine that I'm copying something from an email, okay, that I got from the reader. So I'm gonna make just a quick sample. So if I go to anything here, okay, so something that someone's sending, let's take this, no, something that is like an email from Rebecca, and I copy this. I'm in a website, so the way that the websites work is that on top of the content you have a lot of format, okay, or CSS format. So if I copy this, I'm copying not only the content, but I'm copying links to the picture, links to the CSS that make this format possible. And when I paste that into the editor within the system, okay, if I just copy and paste, like Control or right paste, you see here I'm going to see, oh fantastic, I have all these things and it's in the format that I want. But that's going to destroy the front end, because if I see in the source code, I'm going to see there is a lot of classes that are not here, and it won't show, and also it won't be consistent with another type of reports that doesn't have this. So there are different ways to do that depending on the operative system that you're using. One way directly from here, let's move again to the normal view, is if I select everything, I can remove from here but some of the style, okay, but I only gonna remove with this the font style, and that's good if you create different font styles within the admin and then you want to remove it, but not if you want to remove the whole thing. So let's do it in a different way. So I'm going to delete everything. So I select everything and delete, Control A and delete, Command A in Mac. And now I'm going to right click and paste as a plain text. But not all the browsers have this option. But basically what it's doing this is pasting without the format. So if I don't have this option, if I'm in Windows, I can do by myself Control Shift V, okay, Control Shift V, and with that I'm sure that I'm only getting the content and not the format. So now if I go to the code view, I'm gonna still see some parameters, but these are the parameters that were created directly in the admin, that are just paragraph and BR. That is completely fine. Okay, so that's one way. If it's a very long report that you are bringing from Word or somewhere and you want to be sure there is no format, another option is to pass this through a notepad, okay, or another notepad in the operative system that you're using. So for example, if we here and I paste the content here, because this editor is a normal editor and doesn't have any format at all, then I know that all the format were removed. So now I can copy from here and Control V paste it here, and I'm sure that doesn't have a format. And that's the same thing for the different areas. Okay, main report, things you may know, and etc. Then you have internal notes that only gonna be visible by admins in the front end. And that's the idea, is to, if you have something that you want to put about the book that you want to continue writing, and you want to be sure that that is only for you. Then you have the rights, and it's all related about who owns the rights of the book. Okay, so you have the publisher, the right owner. So you need to create all these contacts beforehand. okay, and you're going to create these contacts in contacts for book. Okay, so you can do that directly from this screen when you hit in new contact, but it's exactly the same thing that if you go to contacts for books. So I think a good way to create books is first to go and create all the contacts that you're going to need for this book, and then come to the book and start the book from zero. So you're going to be sure that when you try to find some publisher, for example, the publisher going to be there. Okay, so basically that's it. That's the main parts of the book.